The homicidal, genocidal, and if you're watching this show, very suicidal, Sabu. Dun, 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 dun. He can't walk. He probably can't talk. He's probably stitched up with glue. It's Sabu.
Sabu. Speaking of glue, I seen a shitload of glue earlier when I was walking the dogs at the park.
Glue?
Aye, glue, aye. Someone got a fucking whole tub of glue and sprayed it on the railing, or like the handle railing. Where you cross the bridge.
Oh, that's where Sabu is patching himself up.
Maybe, aye. Well, this guy is full of glue. He's probably sniffed some glue in his lifetime as well.
Yep.
It is the one and only Sabu. If Sabu was joining AEW like 20 years ago, even though it didn't exist 20 years ago, you'd get excited about this. 20 years ago,
even 10 years ago,
15 years ago, 10 years ago, he was in pretty bad shape. But not that he was in great shape 15 or 20 years ago. The point is, this guy is 2 decades too late to do anything relevant in AEW. People are saying, oh, Sabu is going to be great. Tony Khan has said that this could lead to a match. He says Sabu's not going to be a full-time performer, but we might get some matches out of him, special events and all this stuff. And it's like, no, Sabu can barely fucking walk. Last time I seen him at a wrestling event was in ICW, and he couldn't even do his signature taunt.
No, I don't get...
His body was that fucked, he couldn't even do the point into the air with his arm. He had to half do it. And this wasn't him selling after a match.
I know, because
this was him walking out.
Right.
He literally could not put his... he couldn't stretch his entire arm up into the air when he does that pose. And that's when the guy was fucking fine and just walked out. And we expect this guy to... And you look at AEW, man, they're not going to say, oh, work a safe match. They'll probably stick him in with Moxley. But a guy, here's Sabu, go kill yourself, Blade.
No, but you said a key point there, right? So Tony Khan says he could be used for special events and big matches. I'm a fan of Sabu, right? But not even they don't even want Goldberg for that. So why Sabu get that treatment? Look at Sting. Is Sting truly used for big matches?
No,
big matches.
You rarely get to see Sting. When was the last time he wrestled? And I'm not saying
Sting and Goldberg are on a different stratosphere to Sabu.
Yeah, they are. We
are talking we are talking massive.
I think if Sabu transitioned from ECW to WWE, then yeah, he could have. I don't think he'd have been at the Goldberg Sting level, but he could have been at a higher tier than he is. But for me, Sabu kind of didn't really do much when ECW folded.
No,
didn't come into WWE. He had the odd run in TNA. He joined TNA, would wrestle for a bit, would disappear. I think he mainly done stuff in Japan and Mexico. Then he was in WWE, ECW, but that's a long time ago. He's just not that relevant anymore.
Yeah, that's 17 years ago. Or 16 if we want to say 2007. Anyway.
The last time Sabu wrestled for a major company on TV would have been 2010.
13 years ago.
TNA. What was the TNA pay-per-view called?
Hardcore
Justice.
Union or something?
Hardcore Justice.
So,
yeah, we're talking 13 years ago, and let's be honest, that pay-per-view kind of sucked.
EV 2.0.
Remember he came out with the shaved head?
Aye.
That pay-per-view did not do well. I thought it was alright, but it didn't do that well. Point is, this guy is 13 years ago. This is the last time we've seen this guy wrestle.
EV 2.0, there was a guy in a horse mask in Glasgow earlier playing Enter Sandman.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Anyway, we have to start off this show.
Could they not get Sandman back?
We could.
Or is he dead?
Could be dead.
Fucking think the Sandman died.
Did he? No, he's still alive.
Is he? I don't know.
Fuck, we probably wouldn't know. Tommy Dreamer thought he was dead when he dropped him off at the hospital once. But
half the ECW roster's dead, so it's hard to.
But anyway, this is where this vid goes downhill, because apart from talking about Sabu's career, we're talking about AEW. So here we go.
We'll talk more about Sabu's debut when we get to the end of the video. But
freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy taking on Aussie Open's Kyle Fletcher. Aussie Open. What? What's that?
Aussie. Oi.
AEW International Championship match. Orange Cassidy's a bum. Jericho put him over though, didn't he? Jericho made this guy an absolute megastar. So
Jericho thinks every time he loses to someone, he's making someone into a star. And I am sorry to say there is no fucking stars in AEW. There's just not. And losing to Jericho's not putting you over.
No.
It's just not. It's not happening. It's no working.
I mean, this could be a pretty burying thing to say about Chris Jericho, but has he truly put anyone? Who's Chris Jericho actually put over? I'm not, and this isn't me just saying this.
No, nobody. I mean, look at Cena. He came back. He lost to Austin Theory. Did he put him over? No. Austin Theory's gained no momentum.
I'm talking about Jericho's career though.
No, I get that. But
he talks about what he did with China, but like I feel like the stuff he did with China was when China was petering out.
What maybe Jericho can have a claim to putting on China's best matches.
But who cares?
But in terms of China being a big thing, I felt by the time, and I get it, I just felt like China was more over when she wasn't really wrestling men.
Yep.
I think China was more over when she was like more or less being a bodyguard and, you know, just getting involved in matches. See, by the time China transitioned into, and I say transition maybe more...
maybe lightly there.
More ways than one. But no, by the time China transitioned into wrestling men, they weren't going to have her do matches with Austin.
Yeah.
Now, her coming in and hitting Austin with a move during a match is fine, but they're not going to have China go 50-50. So as soon as she started wrestling men, she was basically thrown into the mid-card, and therefore, I think the hype in her career just took a downturn.
And that is pretty much it. But back to the match.
Before she was a wrestler, she was always involved in the main event scenes.
Yeah. No, there was a point where they actually considered putting the belt on her. That's before she wrestled any men.
Yeah, but
like, no, I'm talking the actual belt here.
The world belt.
Aye.
No, I don't think that would. I don't think. I think they're
around SummerSlam '99.
I think they're. I'd say they're.
Just
glad
shows you how much faith in Triple H. They actually thought about fucking putting the belt on her.
Yeah, that's kind of mad. But it's no surprise to me that as soon as she actually began wrestling men, that she went way down the card. And
yeah.
People might say, "Oh, it's because of Triple H instead." No, I don't buy that for a second. It's because, I mean, you can have China be a bodyguard and get involved, but you can't have China be a full-time wrestler wrestling likes of Austin and Undertaker every week and going 50-50.
No, I know.
That would fucking kill me. But anyway, rest in peace, China. I know a lot of people don't like her, right? And I don't really consider her the best female of all time because it's a tricky one. She was kind of... I'd say she's unique. She's certainly in her own category. She is someone that like wrestled men and then had a small stint in the women's division. It was like... You can't really believe her wrestling men, but at the same time, you couldn't really believe her wrestling women. I feel like China was in some sort of like weird like middle ground.
Yeah.
I thought China was alright. I don't really consider her one of the better women wrestlers because she didn't really wrestle women. But I actually thought, for what she was, I enjoyed China, so rest in peace. And I tell you what, she'd be fucking... I'd put the AEW championship on her.
She's fucking bigger than the entire division.
Right.
Anyway.
She doesn't need platform boots to tower over Darby Allin, that's for sure.
That's for certain. But anyway, Orange Cassidy, right, defeats Cal Fletcher. You'd rather us talk about...
Oi.
Thoughts on this Cal Fletcher losing here?
Well, I remember they had Aussie Open taking on the Elite, and they're trying to like portray it. Oh, who's going to win these trio belts? You're like, what do you mean? Who's going to fucking win? It's obvious who's going to win.
The team named after a fucking tennis event, or the people who are EVPs. Aussie Open? No, Aussie Open's...
Oh, the Australian Open? I know, but is the Aussie Open not like a cricket term?
I don't know. What the fuck's sake, Australian Open, Aussie Open? Seem pish. Anyway, Ricky Starks is interviewed backstage. He says he wants to...
who's the leader of Aussie Open?
I don't know. Just Robinson?
No, dick. He's in like the new NWO Black.
The Bullet Club Gold?
Bullet Club Gold, that's
right. Anyway, I told
No, who's the leader?
I don't fucking care, mate. I want to move on to the next segment.
It's that guy that wrestles Omega and Dave Meltzer loves him. What's his fucking
Okada?
name? No, the other guy that wrestles Omega.
Take a shitter?
No, the other guy that wrestles...
I've run out of Japanese guys here.
Will Ospreay, that's the one.
Is it?
Aye.
Right, well...
Anyway, Will Ospreay fucking sucks.
Right, Stark says he wants to focus on winning the International Championship, and guess what? Out of nowhere, he gets battered by Jay White.
Who's got the Internet? Who's got that?
Cassidy.
Jesus Christ.
But my problem with this is Jay White, I mean, I say my problem, I don't really care, but Jay White, he doesn't want to main event me and lose. He wants to be in the fucking mid-card.
Does Cassidy not have the TV title?
No, he's got the AEW International title.
Alright, is that what he's got?
Well, look, the opening match, right, was literally for that fucking belt.
Alright, fair enough. Well, it's not my fault they've got all these belts that mean shit.
I know, but we literally just talked about it.
Well, I wasn't listening.
What do you know now?
No.
Alright, well, anyway, Jay White, what do you think of him?
Aye. Cody Rhodes took one for the team, so Jay White knew to sign for AEW rather than go to WWE and have his career ruined. Aye, because Cody Rhodes, the guy that main evented Mania, main evented Backlash, probably going to main event Night of Champions. If not, he's still in a big massive feud with Lesnar. His career's been fucking ruined, alright. Whereas Jay White has excelled in AEW. Fucking Jay White, in every main event, selling the most shirts, big time player. I mean, Jay White, I think you should take Austin off Mount Rushmore and just stick Jay White in there.
Jeez.
That's how good his AEW career's been.
Switchblade. Makes me want to put a blade into my wrists.
Switch the blade, turn it on your wrist, do a couple of slashes, good night.
Good night, Irene.
No, this guy absolutely fucking sucks. And he was supposed to be the best promo guy in wrestling. Oh, his New Japan promos. Was he speaking in Japanese?
Might have been. Konnichiwa. Anyway,
maybe that's why the Japanese fans thought he was good. They couldn't make it anything he was fucking saying.
Maybe. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. Oh.
Well, we'll say so, just before we move on.
Man.
What the?
Jay White's had his segment.
No, what I would say is Jay White is at least in better shape than like Adam Cole. Maybe not by much. He's still a little skinny, small man, but he's at least got some sort of build to him.
All right. Well,
unlike Adam Cole, who's never seen a weightlifting machine in his life. The only time he's seen a weightlifting machine is when he watched the Chris Benoit documentary. Boom! Here comes the boom. Boom, boom, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. Jungle. I was alright.
Come on! The only time he's seen a weightlifting machine is when he watched the Chris Benoit documentary.
It was good, though.
I was expecting a big applause. Austin pop. Let's move on.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry's backstage.
By the way, rest in peace, Benoit. I always liked him. I don't respect what he done in his last moments, but...
Don't think it was him, it was some 85-year-old man.
Kevin Sullivan, damn it.
Kevin Sullivan, man, what are you on about?
Kevin Sullivan was a bundle. I know this is going a bit off topic, but I know what was weird about Kevin Sullivan. Not only did I think he sucked. Now people could say he was smart, or whatever, and he knew about the business. Maybe he did, right?
87.
Maybe he did know quite a lot about the business, but he was a fucking midget.
It was flabby.
And he had no build. He was like a fat, small fucking midget at a time when your appearance was everything in wrestling. Now, if Kevin Sullivan was around in 2023 and he was wrestling Adam Cole, no one would think anything of it. But back then, I mean, you had Kevin Sullivan taking on Hogan, and it's like, how could you possibly believe this was a matchup? I mean, Hogan was about 2 feet taller, jacked, chiseled, and you got Kevin Sullivan, wee big fat man. It was like Shockmaster.
God,
fuck.
Shockmaster, shock to the system. Jungle Boy says on a Monday morning when he drives home, he's going to be the AEW champion because that's all he's got. He fucking sucks.
Get it right. It's Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
I said that earlier before you went back to talk about Jay White because Jay White's shite. Anyway, FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, they mentioned TNA and they think they're brilliant.
No, I know it is mad though, right? They mentioned TNA, trying to bury TNA, trying to be edgy, but in reality, TNA at its best, hell, even TNA at like 50% of its best is better than anything that AEW's ever done.
No, but they say here, you might want to make a call to Dixie Carter, Jeff Jarrett, like they're burying Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett was multiple time world champion of TNA.
All right, let's look at the Spike TV days of TNA. Holy fuck, those days smoke anything AEW's done.
Yep.
Like literally.
Literally. In every department.
Including the
ratings. Shite.
Ah, well.
Apart from that, but Mark Briscoe comes out. Junkie.
I don't get
Junkie boy, Marky.
But people make it as if Jeff Jarrett only had success when he was in TNA and he put the belt on himself, or NWA as you might call it. I mean, this guy was Intercontinental Champion in WWE, WWF. He had a decent run in WWF. He went to WCW, had a decent run there.
World champion
in WCW. Oh, it's because he was friends with Russo. Well, I mean, the guy's had a decent career. He certainly had a better career than these two guys put together. FTR. The best, the most notable moment is punching that guy that attacked Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame. And see, to be honest, I'm not saying you can't be a bit annoyed, but they sucker punched the guy that was in handcuffs and getting escorted away by the police. Or security or whatever. That is like the fucking lowest of the low. I can't remember which one done it, but I think these two suffer from small man syndrome. I reckon, especially the bald, I think he walks about thinking he's a shit.
No, but the thing is with the Bret Hart thing, it's not like the guy battered Bret, right? Or it's like a family member of Bret. It's just like these two guys are marks of Bret Hart. And they've literally, this guy is handcuffed.
Getting escorted away and they will go over and smash him. That was in poor taste. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what led to their release. Were they not off TV after that?
Pretty sure. It's just embarrassing what they did. But talking of embarrassing, Mark Briscoe comes out, junkie boy.
Yeah, speaking of him, but like I don't want to bury this guy, like, and I don't want to like assume what it's like to lose a brother or whatever. But I mean, this guy is literally just in a job because he lost his brother. It's fucking embarrassing, man. This guy would not be on TV if his brother was alive. He would not be on TV. They didn't even want him because of all the past like homophobic stuff that he said, and that certainly wouldn't put me off hiring him. But I mean, that was the whole stance that they wouldn't bring these two into the company due to the past. But then again, they bring him in as soon as his brother dies, so maybe that was just bullshit. Maybe Tony Khan was using that as an excuse.
Probably. Because
his brother dying doesn't erase everything he said about gay people. So.
Oh, but what good's this? Why is like a big lawsuit potentially or hate with homophobic tweets? Why this guy's just not worth any of that if it does come your way because he sucks.
Then there was people saying
you're getting Hogan in. Oh, he said the M word, but it's fucking Hulk Hogan.
There's people saying that he should have been brought in for the Royal Rumble because it's brought, and they're like, "Fuck me."
They'd be like, "What fan jumped the barricade here, snorting meth?" Oh man! And then like he's saying, Dax, no doubt about it, we're blood brothers for life. Then he says to Jay Lethal, "Oh, you're my boy, we're brothers." So hold on, your brother's dead, mate.
I'm pretty sure blood brothers are actually brothers through blood.
Yeah.
Now you could say to Dax, you're like a brother to me.
Now maybe they've injected the same dirty needles. Dax and Mark, like.
Does that mean he's a blood brother of John Moxley as well then? Because he fucking bleeds over everybody.
Damn, Moxley.
But I know I don't get right. I felt Dax was like acting heelish here. He didn't even really. Mark Briscoe kind of called him out and said, "Why?" He just asked him a simple question. He didn't even call him out. He just asked him a simple question. "Why did you pile driver me last week?" And then Dax got on the defensive and he was like, "I didn't know it was you. I thought it was one of them." And then like I don't know, the mic cut. I don't know if he like said something offensive and they cut the mic. But he was speaking about like
shake my hand, be a man, don't be a.
He was speaking about the other group for like 4 seconds and he didn't say nothing.
Aye.
And then so I don't know if like they cut his mic, or he just didn't want to say what he wanted to say, so he just didn't say it.
Well, you know what? Either way, Dax Harwood should shave his mustache off.
And then he puts his hand. It's like, right, come on, be a man. Don't embarrass me on national TV. Shake my hand.
Yeah, he did it.
It's like
twice.
Very demanding. It's like, no, hold on, you fucking attacked him. If anything,
if he wants to shake your hand, it's up to him, not up to you.
He should be saying, I'm sorry.
What handshake? What handshake's actually done like here? Just shake my hand.
No, but the fact he said be a man wasn't. I thought that was insulting to Mark Briscoe.
No.
See, then Mark Briscoe slaps his hand away and he's like, "Don't embarrass me on TV." Shake. Like what he should have done is he should have just offered his hand straight away without saying the whole "be a man" thing.
Yeah.
All he had to do was, "I'm sorry, brother. I thought you were one of them," and offer his handshake. But he had it in this whole "be a man, shake my hand." It's like that. I thought that was very heel-like for Mark Briscoe, from Dax Harwood.
It was, and then Mark Briscoe slaps him into next week. Apologies, I couldn't see, damn it.
And I know I felt this. So yeah, we get this scene where then Dax tries to jump after Mark Briscoe, but then he wraps his hands around the neck of his tag team partner to prevent him from getting to him. And it's like, this was a really poor look at someone trying to hold you back. Yeah. This is what they're trying. Oh, look at that, he's holding me back. But in reality, you were jumping over your partner to prevent yourself from getting to him. The acting here was incredibly cringy. Then Mark Briscoe takes off, and you get the rest of like Jarrett's group come out, and then he starts like pushing them and slapping them all out the way. It kind of reminded. You ever seen that scene where they're like I can't remember what show it's from, but they have like a barbecue in the garden, and like
the guy slapping them.
I think some girl like hits his kid or something. Then he goes up and slaps her, and then they can't like all the parents like can't believe he's done it, and then they all come up to like confront him. And he just starts slapping. Then the police come.
Aye.
That's what this scene kind of reminded me of.
Aye, yeah, literally.
He literally just he was going up the ramp. He pushes Karen Jarrett out the way, then he fucking slaps. But yeah, he slaps.
Why does Jeff Jarrett though give
Sanjay Dutt? Then he slaps Jay Lethal.
But why does Jeff Jarrett give a shit about if this guy's close with Jay Lethal? Surely he should be fucking battering.
I think he's trying to manipulate him because he's kind of been the enforcer / he's going to be the referee.
You're my boy. I'm getting tired of this. Well, yeah, why are you going to? Well, if you're getting tired of this being split in the middle, don't fucking be the hang then.
It was weird because he's walking up the ramp. Karen Jarrett comes out. He pushes her to the side. Then Sanjay Dutt comes running down next, and he slaps him out the way. Then Jeff Jarrett, who is supposed to be a big star or whatever, gets slapped and dropped by Mark Briscoe.
Yeah. Who then just waddles away like a junkie.
And then you got that big 7'4" guy who's standing in the background doing nothing.
Probably kind of reached him to slap him, to be fair.
I know, but like the point is, like, I mean, if Mark Briscoe's talking trash here to Jay Lethal and this guy, Sanjay Singh, he's controlled or whatever by Sanjay, why is he not putting him in his place, intimidating him?
No, exactly.
When he's slapping all these guys. Made no sense to me.
Right, up next, we have a trios match, and we don't talk about trios matches. So the House of Black have beat Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metallic.
Yeah, I no longer review trio matches, so let's just move on.
Yep, Blackpool Combat Club were backstage. Moxley was probably blading here. Says this is the major leagues, and on Sunday we're going to deliver.
What I will say is, so I'm actually shocked that House of Black won, because I thought that was a 50-50 match. Could have went either way. Like,
I know.
I definitely thought Blake Christian, AR
Assault
Fox,
Rifle Fox.
and Metallic had a chance.
You're goddamn right. MJF came down to the ring, and it's just been the same cookie cutter shite here.
You know what? I actually think he's had the worst AEW title run of everybody so far.
Doesn't work and repeats the same thing every week. But no, it's funny, right? He'll come out, he'll like kiss whoever he's taking on here, ass, and then he'll like retract it in like the last like sentence of his promo, and then he'll go for the fans, and then he'll just be like, "Oh, and by the way, my contract's running out." That's it. That's the fucking same shite every time, isn't it?
Oh, the bidding war of 24. I mean, who can? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if WWE don't want him.
No.
And I feel like he's trying to steal Punk's gimmick where, oh, I'm leaving this company and I'm leaving with the world title.
It doesn't work. He's going to be... See, WWE, right? You only get this part-time schedule if you're a fucking draw. Not...
Or if you had leukemia and they feel sorry for you.
But this guy had...
And you're related to The Rock.
This guy... How's this guy going to come to WWE? And
MJF's only related to midgets, so...
Midget, Jacob.
That's a freeloader. I don't know. Anyway, wait. So we get Thingy coming out. No, but let's be honest. Like, see when Punk was leaving. See when Punk said, remember he had the contract signing. McMahon desperate to get him to stay, and Punk's like, nah, fuck you. I apologize. You will apologize, McMahon. I apologize, you son of a bitch. And then Punk like rips up the contract, and he doesn't. And then Cena's coming out, and I mean, you've got McMahon desperate to keep Punk there because he's afraid of him beating Cena and leaving with the belt. Then you've Cena coming out saying to McMahon, don't offer this guy fuck all. He's not going to beat me anyway. He doesn't deserve it. He hasn't earned all this stuff. And then you got Punk basically saying, I'm going to win this title and leave the
WWE?
Aye, WWE with the belt. And it's like, what do you have? You can't compare that, which was good, to this, which is shit. I mean, you just have MJF coming out on his own. The bidding war 2024.
Tony Khan's not even acknowledged that, though. Has he actually come out and acknowledged that?
No, but would it not be a bit better if they actually done like a story here?
That's what I'm saying, though. He's not come out and acknowledged it, or like... It's just... But it's weird, right?
It's just
MJF will break kayfabe, right? And then the next minute it's about, the bidding war 2024.
Well, why don't they actually...
See if Tony...
but why don't they incorporate it into a storyline where Tony Khan maybe comes out and offers him a contract and MJF's like holding him to ransom for more money or something like that? Or, oh, I want more perks, or this deal doesn't work for me.
Punk, right? There was actually like, there was good heat with that, and it was a massive storyline. This whole MJF thing, there's nothing around him. Who actually gives a fuck about this potential if he goes to WWE? There's nothing in it for them to have the belt on him if there's an actual genuine case that he might not re-sign. Do you not think he's obviously re-signed?
He's re-signing. I think it's a load of shit.
Aye, well then it's just
if
stupid.
he wasn't re-signing, I don't think he'd be out there saying all that crap.
Exactly.
Like, see if CM Punk wasn't going to re-sign with WWE, they wouldn't have him cutting all these promos and saying, I'm going to go and work for Ring of Honor.
You're goddamn right, buddy. Darby Allin says, Max, I've lost a lot in this life, brother. I used to clean the toilets in a 99-cent store. Don't really care about that, but guess what?
Funny, because look at when Bret Hart's contract was going. It's not like they had him going out and saying, I'm away WCW.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't fucking acknowledge that.
Darby Allin was wearing stilts. Thought it's on this. He was wearing big emo boot stilts.
Very obvious here, man. They were like about at least 2 or 3 inches in height.
Fuck, that's the eye.
And he was still smaller than MJF. It was fucking weird.
No.
And MJF's not even big. MJF's a small man.
So, like we said, midget. Darby Allin then, I mean, he can talk the best at the 3 challengers, but he still can't talk, so work that one out. And then, essentially here, everything he says is completely undermined because he gets hit with a low blow. This, to me, just sums up how shite these 3 are.
And it was such a shite one as well. Like, it was like McMahon on Roman Reigns. But when McMahon done that, he was like fucking 70, so you can forgive him. Let's say MJF's excuse.
No, but like realistically, right? Well, how can you really get your point across here if it just ends with getting hit with a low blow and you don't get any comeuppance after it? MJF just walks off. That's it.
Sammy Guevara runs down, even though he's a heel. I guess he doesn't like MJF, so he runs it to make a save or something. But and no, this is actually the fucking go home. Holy shit! I just caught on this was the go home show. So Sammy Guevara runs it. MJF makes an escape for the ring. MJF's walking up the ramp while Sammy Guevara is basically pointing at him. Then Jungle Boy Jack Perry comes out from behind, hits a clothesline on MJF, looks at MJF, holds the belt up, and then that's how the show goes off. That's how that goes off. This part goes off there, with MJF lying down on the ramp, Darby Allin laying in the ring, Sammy Guevara just standing there on the ring.
Know how you know, right, that these guys just aren't draws? Because
why would this not main event?
Yeah. No,
oh, the four.
See in AEW though, the matches main event. Oh, I don't
yeah,
get
no,
it.
but this is
segments. We don't do segments.
Yeah, but hold on. These are the 4 pillars.
And
they're competing for the world title. These are supposed to be the 4 foundations of this company. Can you imagine? But imagine in WWE, the 4 foundations of WWE competing for a world title and it not main event.
I mean, the foundations of the Twin Towers were fucking stronger, man. These 4 are pish. Well, the 4 pillars. You take these 4 at the company, right? And maybe if you want to say, well, MJF's the champion, right? Take out the other 3. Forget about MJF. Does this company change one bit? No, it doesn't. That's just the reality.
Probably gets better.
Yeah, because you know what? You probably get better people in the title picture.
Then you get Sting freed up, and he can do his own shit.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on. Awful build. Nobody really... Oh, look. Oh, actually, before... Tony Khan, major announcement. Very first episode of Collision. It's in Chicago, Illinois. CM Punk, buddy.
You know what? That's actually going to be fucking mental if CM Punk doesn't show up for that.
They're going to shit on that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can even host a show in Chicago these days.
I think that's actually a bad thing for Tony Khan, because he's now painted himself into a corner where CM Punk has to be on that show now.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like before, if you had it in some other random place, you could have been like, Punk, look, either take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it, buddy.
But now Punk's got him over a barrel. Oh? Punk has literally got like a 12-gauge shotgun lined at Tony Khan's head.
Give us the 10 zeros at the end, son, or else you'll be getting nothing.
Imagine that, like he doesn't show up. Fucking crowd will shit on it.
I know, hopefully. Anyway, Taya Valkyrie against Lady Frost. Oh, I wonder who's winning this match. Oh.
I'm going to go with Lady Frost.
Well, you just get frosted because Taya Valkyrie wins with Jade Cargill walking on to the right. Jade Cargill's like, what, 59-0? What's the... Why can't she move up to fight for the main title?
I thought you were talking about her age.
No, but like, what's the end game? TBS champion defending against bums.
Well, sooner or later she's going to lose. Like, I just think it should have probably happened by now. But I don't see the point of it happening to Taya Valkyrie because she's already beat her.
But do you know when a streak gets to this point, right? Saying down, look at Gunther, right? Should he really lose that belt before he gets to challenge like for the main belt?
Of course he should.
I'm saying.
Or do you think he should challenge?
There's ways of losing belts, like getting injured and he gets injured for 3 months, like kayfabe or whatever, or like he loses it in a triple threat match. That's different.
Who? Name me one person that was kayfabe injured for 3 months.
I don't mean that. I mean like
unless they're filming a movie. Or they get suspended for like a drug violation or something like that. Cena.
Well, I'm just trying to put crazy hypotheticals out here, man. The point is, she shouldn't be in the mid card. I mean, the women's division's pish. How can someone My point is, how can someone be like 59-0 and still be like in the mid card, especially in the women's division? Like, come on.
Because she hasn't lost the belt yet.
But she's 59-0. She's undefeated in the company.
So what do you want? Do you want her to go 60-0 and go, you know what, I think I've outgrown this belt, I'm going to give it away?
Yeah.
No, that would make the belt look pish.
The belt's pish anyway. No, right, look at
look at Goldberg, it would look even worse.
Goldberg debuts, right? He gets his streak up to 150. Did that last for 5 years?
No, but listen.
You have to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I know, but listen, people are saying that... No, I get what you're saying, but Goldberg didn't have a belt at that point. I mean,
he didn't need a belt, though.
Yeah, I know, but she's got one.
But the belt can get fucked in the bin.
No, it can't.
But why can't she challenge for the main belt with that belt?
Well, maybe she could, but then she's got both, and it's like, what do you do with that? You know what I mean? It's this fucking Roman Reigns kind of
double jeopardy rule. I don't know.
Point is, right, let's take Gunther for example, because you brought him up. People say that Gunther's restored credibility to the Intercontinental Championship. I personally don't think he has. I think it's been a boring fucking run, and I feel like the Intercontinental title's probably the least important it's been in a long, long time. Probably ever. Because let's be honest, I think every year where wrestling goes past, the IC belt loses more credibility.
Yeah.
I would argue the US title's got more credibility because Raw didn't have a world title, and for the past year, the main belt on Raw has been the US title. So I would say the US title at the moment has more credibility than the Intercontinental title. Can we agree with that?
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Let me put my point across. Now you're saying, but people are claiming otherwise. They're saying that the IC belt's the best it's been in years, whatever. Now you're saying that he should just drop that belt and be like, I've outgrown that and compete for a world title. If that's the case and he's got this belt to new heights, how shite is it if he's just like, well, no one can beat me for this belt, so I'm just going to throw it away and go for the main belt. And then you're getting a bunch of people that can't win, that can't beat Gunther, competing for that belt, and it's in the same situation as the new world title. No one can beat Roman Reigns, so we're just going to give them a brand new belt. But that would be the same thing with this TBS title. And it would be the same. See if Gunther this belt's no sacred anymore. I want to go for the main one, and he gives it away. And then you have like Mustafa Ali win the belt. He didn't beat Gunther, so it doesn't matter for shit. No. So my point is, if Jade Cargill looks at this TBS title and go, you know what? I'm 59-0. I should be going for the main belt, not this secondary tier belt. I don't want this belt anymore, and throws it away. By all means, she should be at the main belt, but it would just make this belt look like shit.
Yeah, but see, Gunther, should he lose to someone on IC title range, or should he lose to like a Roman Reigns for his first loss with this belt?
If Roman Reigns is not IC level.
But he fucking wants all the... He's not tag team level either, is he?
I don't know, but if Gunther's this big guy, if Gunther's this star, I mean, him losing to someone could put him over.
But it won't. Just change the channel.
Well, maybe he should lose to Action Andretti.
You know what, right?
The guy might get over.
I don't care what they do with Jade or Gunther, because it's time for Chris Jericho.
I think they should have pulled the trigger. See, Gunther, WrestleMania, people said Sheamus should have been champ. Could have had Sheamus beat Drew. Gunther doesn't lose, and then Sheamus and Drew could feud for that belt at the next pay-per-view.
Could have got Gunther in this world title tournament.
But no, did they do that? Did they fuck? They have Gunther win. Personally, that's what I would have done if it was me. I'd had Sheamus win at WrestleMania, but they didn't do it, so whatever.
That's what it is. Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, baby. Contract signing. I wanted to beat you, Chris. I wanted to make you not be able to write with that hand, man.
Yeah, Adam Cole here I don't get it. He made a load of threats that we just know he's not going to be able to carry out. And it's like, why do you do this? Like, see back in the day, Stephen McMahon guaranteed something. It happened. Bret Hart came out in an interview and says that he would never guarantee, or he would never say he was going to beat somebody unless he knew he was going over. And that seems a little bit lame from Bret Hart, you know, because Bret Hart is like this serious guy that doesn't want to say anything that might ruin his character. But at the same time, you know, I guess he was trying to protect Bret Hart. He didn't want to promise a win and not win.
What did he say about the screw job?
Just like McMahon didn't want to guarantee like Austin wouldn't win the title if Austin was going to win the title, because then it makes a word look less. But here, you have Adam Cole saying that he's going to break both of Jericho's legs. He's going to break his hands. He's going to shatter his jaw. He's
going to put his teeth down his throat.
And you just know all that stuff's not going to happen.
I know. He's not going to do anything.
Now, it'd be different. Like, see, if Angle says, I'm going to snap your ankle, then he works on the ankle and his finish was the ankle lock, then that gives Angle credibility.
What actually is Adam Cole's finisher? I don't know.
Super kicks it now.
I don't know his transitional move. Like most of the people in this fucking company.
I don't fucking know. Is it not like a shining wizard or something, or?
I don't know, man, but he stumbled over his words about 10 times. It's kind of like we did in this for Ease of Fuse. But guess what, guys? We're not making millions at AEW. We're making pennies out of Fagras. Anyway, though, it's all about the big reveal, because guess what? He was pals. He grew up watching this guy. He is, some would say, homicidal.
He never said pals.
Well, he knows him. He's his mentor.
No, he said this was his idol growing up.
Well, hold on, he must be his fucking pal. He's coming out to help him.
No, he's not. That's why I said it doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's why it doesn't make any sense.
But they're not best pals, are they?
I didn't say they're best pals. I said they're pals. He's doing him a favour.
Aye, but why is he doing him a favour? It makes no fucking sense.
He needs surgery or something.
We know he needs money.
Adam Cole pays his bills, baby.
Yeah, no, but see when a rich guy, see if like JBL is get like hire someone like
Michaels.
Aye, and he's paying him money because Michaels is desperate. That makes sense. What fucking sense did it make for Sabu, a homicidal, suicidal fucking junkie?
Got no history with Jericho.
No history with any of these guys, and we're supposed to believe that him and Cole were. I thought he was bringing back Bobby Fish.
Well,
See when he first cut this promo?
Well, I'm glad it was Sabu over Bobby Fish.
Yeah, me too, like, but...
Sabu does his wee iconic... Gets into the ring, doesn't say anything, and just throws a chair. That's pretty much it.
Well, that's all we were going to get for Sabu, so if you didn't enjoy this, you're probably not
No, but there was a table in the ring. I thought the triple...
Arabian face, but
Arabian face buster.
You do realise that Sabu is, like, fucked, he can barely walk, and he's, like, well into his, 50s now?
58, I think he is.
Well, there you go.
That's mad, isn't it? 58.
No, but here's the thing, right? See people like Sabu, I don't think they actually realise when they're in their primes, but they're just not going to have the same longevity. Like, see Undertaker. Undertaker could wrestle, and I get it, his last couple matches maybe weren't great, but with Undertaker's style, with Austin's style, these are guys, with Hogan's style, these are guys that can go into their late 50s, Sting's style, possibly even 60s, and still put on a decent level of performance.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Hardys are fucked.
Yeah, like, see like a Sabu. See all the shit you seen Sabu do? Look at Mick Foley, right? I got it great at the time, but, I mean, you did know, and they kept saying it, oh, this is going to, like JR would say, oh, this is taking years off his life, years off his career. And see, at the time, you didn't really, years off his career. See, looking back now, you're like, fucking did take years off him.
Every Hell in a Cell fall was about 5 years.
How could Foley have a match now? He can barely walk. See now when you see his knees going and you think he's doing like the Dude Love dance, but in reality his legs are just not working anymore. He's fucked. So I mean, I just look at guys like that, and you look at Sabu, and it's like that style that he worked. You're not going to 58. You're not going to be doing triple. I'd like to know when was the last triple jump moonsault he performed.
It probably wasn't even in the last 2 decades, like 10s and.
Maybe no, he didn't do it against RVD, did he?
He didn't, but guess what? It's Daniel Garcia against Roderick Strong.
I think the last time he done a triple jump moonsault was probably in SmackDown vs Raw 2008.
That game. Right, Daniel Garcia. Jericho put this guy over, of course. So he's going to beat Roderick Strong, isn't he? No, because Roderick Strong beat him.
I mean, what a fucking shite match this is.
I know.
Daniel Garcia versus Roderick Strong. Nothing left to say. Let's move on.
Main event time. Lucha. Lucha Bros, Penta, El Ciro Mida, and Ray Phoenix taking on Claudio Castro. Wow.
Tag team match with 3 belts on display, and not one of them means fuck all.
No, but hold on. Look at these 4 in the main event here. That's not even good enough for Rampage.
No. And this is the go-home show. And it's Double or Nothing, not their main show.
I think so.
Their WrestleMania.
Literally.
Like, why the fuck was this the main event?
I mean, like, honestly, man, I just do not get it one bit.
And why is there so many fucking titles?
Like, you've a title change, right? The Young Bucks cost the Combat Club if anybody cares, but realistic. I mean, the ROH titles.
There wasn't a title change.
It was. It was for the belt.
That was for the tag belts.
Aye,
but the Pentagon and Phoenix have them.
Oh, aye, yeah, you're right.
It's the Ring of Honor World Champs Claudio Castagnoli. His belt wasn't on the line.
Why did I think his belt was on the line?
No, the Ring of Honor titles, tag titles were on the line. But
well, it doesn't really matter, would it? I mean,
no, the titles were on the line. The champions retained.
No, but see, since ROH come in, they've tried to put it like at the invasion status where it's like, hey, I'm Shane. No, right. See when WC...
It's not Shane, it's me.
Even though the invasion, right, and the alliance, they were a bit weak in terms of star power. I mean,
the belt still felt big, in my opinion.
The US belt felt fucking massive.
Because, well, we said...
I know Canyon passed up like it was a big bag of shite. He gave it to Booker T, but at the end of the day...
Yeah, I think you've got that mixed up there, mate.
Well, he gave it to Canyon?
Aye. You said Canyon looked at the US title like it was a big bag of shite and passed it up to Booker T? You fucking tool. What are you talking about?
Well, Booker T did.
Aye. I know, but I don't know. I thought that kind of made the US title feel a bit better. It was like sharing it out between the... No?
Fucking Geese 2001 back. Anyway, right, I'm rating this show a big minus
Yeah, maybe Gunther should just throw away the IC belt.
-3 I'm going to give it. Last week got a -27 or 47.
That was Rampage, wasn't it?
Anyway, so we're actually a +44. That's quite good.
I'm giving it a 0.
-1.5 then.
No, -1.5. It wasn't very good. It was fucking garbage.
Where's the Hardys?
Who knows?
I mean, Jeff Hardy got clean for this. Go back in the drink, Jeff. Because I'd rather watch Jeff fail to walk in a straight line and get interviewed by a police officer pissed than any shit he's doing on Rampage.
AEW kind of reminds me of like one of those bad TV shows where maybe like The Sopranos, where they'll have like a storyline going and then for like 3 or 4 episodes they'll not even fucking touch it. Then episode 4 later, we'll go back to it. It's like, see when wrestling was good, literally almost everybody appeared on a weekly basis.
Yeah, the only way a storyline got paused, like you say, is like if someone got written off for like a few weeks because they got injured.
Yeah, but like seeing look at wrestling back in the day, like literally every week, all the top guys were on the show.
What do you get now? Nothing. So -1.5. I think that's quite good. Could Double or Nothing beat that rating? No, I don't think it will. I think it'll be awful. I think everything's predictable.
Well, I don't know how you're giving it. I think Double or Nothing will at least get a 0 off of me, like.
Yeah. You gotta factor in me, man. Yeah, I'll have to give it, what, a -3 then for it to equal it? Anyway, closing thoughts. Is Rampage going to be a 41-minute Dynamite review?
I ain't watching that Rampage, I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Hell. 41 minutes.
I'll watch Rampage when it goes live. There you go, boom.
Anyway, guys, that's us signing it. This video's went too long. Nobody's here. AEW is great, guys. Woo!